I was able to raise my prices. That was a huge thing. Um, I don't wanna use the term "get rid of" because I don't really like that saying, but I was able to kind of clear up some blockages, whether that was, like, trouble clients or whether that was, like, time constraints or kind of like that mental barrier of, "Oh, it takes this long to get this done." It's like, "No, it's gonna take as long as you say it's gonna take," right? And I actually got caught up. This isn't something we talked about directly, but I actually got caught up on, like, all of my work, like, that same week.
So today we have Jasmine. I'm going to allow her to tell us a little bit about her business.
Awesome. I am so excited. This is so exciting. Like you said, my name is Jasmine De Adario. I own spiritual startups. And I also do digital marketing. So digital marketing's exactly what it sounds like. I build websites, I do emails, paid advertisements, all of the above. But with spiritual startups, my passion, my baby, I teach business owners how to find stability in their business by leveraging spiritual and or biblical principles, however it is that you perceive and view that. And that's what I'm really passionate about, and that's what I try to spend a majority of my focus on.
Nice. So, can you describe a little bit about where you were at in your business before we did a business strategy session?
Yes, of course. So terrible spot, terrible spot. Before we started, I actually had no space to work like on my passion at all. Like everything that I was doing was going towards digital marketing and those clients, because there was just so much to do. And not only that, but the revenue was not reflecting how much work I was doing. So it was like nonstop work. I had basically just created another job for myself, instead of actually applying the principles we think of when we think of entrepreneurship and actually reaping the benefits of doing the hard work, which is freedom. Right, so we can work on what we love doing, and I wasn't doing that. And don't get me wrong, I love digital marketing. It's definitely a passion of mine as well as a talent, but at the same time, that's not I didn't strive out to on the path of entrepreneurship to work every minute of every day, right?
So, where do you feel like you are at now after the business strategy session? Where do you feel like you are at now just from in that space?
Literally immediately after, which is so amazing, I was able to raise my prices. That was a huge thing. Um, I don't wanna use the term "get rid of" because I don't really like that saying, but I was able to kind of clear up some blockages, whether that was, like, trouble clients or whether that was, like, time constraints or kind of like that mental barrier of, "Oh, it takes this long to get this done." It's like, "No, it's gonna take as long as you say it's gonna take," right? And I actually got caught up. This isn't something we talked about directly, but I actually got caught up on, like, all of my work, like, that same week. And I've had like such an amazingly clear schedule, to be able to look back more on one, my habits, but also focus on my passion project, which is spiritual startups. I've been able to clear up so much of that. I had time to do a photo shoot, and actually do some planning, send some stuff to my assistant to knock out. And so I'm in a much better place because where I'm building now, even though I am obviously still building because I just freed up that time to focus on this, but now I can focus on my passion. The revenue is more so reflecting the work that I'm doing because I was able to like set boundaries and raise my prices, as well as something else we talked about, which was limiting their access to me. So that was a huge thing I implemented. They're not texting me all day, every day now. Um, and then, also but like I said, being able to focus on that stuff, have the revenue reflect, and being able to begin seeing that freedom, but also the mental freedom as well, because the physical freedom takes time. It's always gonna take time, right? Even though I have seen it directly already. But the mental freedom, that's a game changer because I don't feel like, I'm in school anymore. Like, that's how I've always felt. I've had, like, this nagging anxiety, like I'm still in college, like, "Oh, something's due, I have somebody to answer to." And I have to remind myself, like, "That's not the case anymore, like, you're good, you make your schedule." And so the mental freedom, that was the most significant change for me, honestly.
That's huge. That's huge, especially for
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. Like we can just have all
Yeah.
of this, like this huge to-do list. What do you think that changed the most for you? If you were to sum it up, what do you feel like changed the most for you?
I think what changed the most is definitely that mental standpoint. Like I just said, the mental freedom that comes with it because that puts into a whole different perspective like everything else you're doing. It frameworks the time in your day differently. It frameworks how you make decisions differently. The clients that you say yes and no to. Like I've since actually said no to clients. Like and I never would have done that before. Um I've been able to be more honest with my clients about, like, my limitations and where I'm at, and if I can do more for them, because I have had them ask me to do more for them, which is completely normal, and I do appreciate it that they trust me so much, but also taking into consideration myself too, because I think that as entrepreneurs, we have this misconception that if we don't do 100% of the things our clients ask of us, that means that we're not really in it to help people, which is not true at all. We have to take ourselves into consideration. So for me, the mental shift is a huge thing because I have to remember like it's okay to care about me and also care about my client. Like just because saying no and setting boundaries does not diminish my intentions or the value that I'm providing for them. So that was a huge shift for me.